Are you ready to party? Let's go. Mark Benavides.
Hey,
Mark Benavides.
What's going on, man?
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
dude.
The bell is real.
The bell's very real.
It's weird being here.
Dude, I know.
You're coming
You're
through the truck speaker.
Yeah, you're one of our you're one of our biggest listeners, I think, dude. I'll say biggest fan, but I'm like, it sounds kind of weird.
I'm gonna need a shirt.
I wish.
Something.
Oh no, we got some swag for you after, and a challenge coin.
Most definitely.
We got it. Don't worry, we got an hour ahead of us here. We got
Love it.
We got a lot to catch up on, gentlemen.
Yeah.
But to see you and Sam reunite was awesome because Sam, I never tell Jordan or Sam who the guest is.
Never.
I do the booking and scheduling, get it all done. But a lot of people, Sam knows,
Yeah.
and I'll never say anything.
Yeah.
And that's why he hit me up. He was like, "Man, my stomach is." I'm like, I was gonna say, "Dude, go home rest." I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, can you control the cameras or like?" I just want him to get here.
Yeah.
And when he did, he comes in. Hey, my name is. Oh my God, Mark Benavides!
Yeah. It was. I was excited to see Sam.
Yeah, man.
Because it's been decades.
Yeah, literally decades.
Decades.
You know, it's funny. I've always thought about that. Like when we get to that stage in our life where we hear, because you hear your parents, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I've had this friend for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And we were only 15 years old.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
like, what? That's a thing? But yeah, bro, it's just, it's surreal, you know, because your face is the same. It's the same face.
I told Tim, I was like, is Sam still like this tall? You know, because you've always been taller than
Right.
me.
I was like,
I
he's still
remember.
that tall and he's still super broad.
Yeah, and he just
he'll kill you.
And he came in, and I was like, yeah, but that was awesome, man. That was like the most legit reaction.
Right.
You know?
It was beautiful.
That was
man.
great.
Sam, can you hear yourself okay?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Can you hear him okay?
I can hear him. Yeah.
It just sounds so low in my headphones.
Turn it up.
It's been a long day, guys. So I got a lot of things.
Does it really sound low or?
I don't know.
It's in your head.
I spent all day at the beach,
Right.
Chillaxing and having a good time and surfing
man.
and stuff. So I'm like,
It's good for your soul.
oh man, it's beautiful for your soul. I
Nature.
feel just soaked from the sun right now.
Beautiful, bro.
I gotta, because it's fresh on my mind. Because
What do you got?
I came from my parents' house.
Oh
So-
my God.
Okay.
My mom, I dropped off some goodies for my parents.
Hello,
And,
Mr. and Mrs. Benavides.
Yeah.
Miss you guys.
Yeah, I wish my dad, help him.
Yeah, hope you feel
he gets
better,
better.
dude.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
So what's wrong with him?
His dad did the old
He went-
heels over or no, heels over toes, bro.
My dad's a cyclist, but he's
Okay.
a road cyclist.
Oh.
And then my father-in-law does like mountain biking.
Okay.
So they kind of linked up today, and my dad just kind of went over the handlebars.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he kind of hurt his ribs. So I said, I got you. I'm gonna be doing this thing tonight. I'm gonna swing by.
Man.
Dude, how did he tell the story though? Was it like did
Yeah.
he downplay it or was he
Right.
like
Nah.
like this is some like legit?
No, he didn't
I got the
downplay
wind knocked out of me.
Yeah.
I cried.
He said he's like, I just laid there for a little bit because he's like I'm gonna black out, and he's like if I just lay there and just be calm, and yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He just lay there.
He said he woke up, or he didn't wake up, but like he got up. He's like, my sunglasses were still on. Like he knew it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
could have been worse.
Dude, anytime that happens, I try to pop up as quick as
Yeah.
possible.
Oh, hell yeah.
Act like nothing happened.
Yep. Nobody saw nothing.
Dude, kudos to your dad for just taking it like a champ, dude.
Took it. So yeah, he deserves the pastries that I
love
got
it,
him.
dude.
That's what's up. Where'd you get the pastries from?
85 degrees.
Oh, my
Yeah.
spot, bro. Them cookies in the 3-pack?
Dude, just man,
hell
just
yeah.
Go
Just
down
a
the line.
box of 20,000
Yeah,
calories and there's like four things in there.
Right? The best calories ever, bro.
Like-
Oh, my God.
Holy God. What's the story you got?
Okay, so my mom's like, oh, say hi to Tim for me. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. She's like, do you remember he used to come to the house and we would take you guys to school, like we would
Oh, dude,
carpool.
back in the day,
back in the
morning.
day, right?
Yeah, me and Luke.
Yes, you and Luke, right? She's like, Luke was always on time, right? He'd just be waiting patiently, and she's like, asked him if he remembers when I left him.
Oh my God. Okay, can I just tell you something right now? It was actually Luke. Your mom has it flipped. I was the one who was always on time. I swear. And it was Luke who was always running down
Really?
the street.
She got-
Yeah, because I was thinking about him the other day, like just
Yeah.
I miss my
Yeah.
brother. And I remember visualizing being on your front lawn and looking down the street and seeing the dude in a full dead sprint with his roller backpack. Dude, jacket blowing in the wind, like full cartoon, dude, just going like that all the way. I'm like, oh my God, dude, multiple times.
Wait, so she left Luke, not you?
Yeah, it was Luke. I remember because my mom was so mad.
Yeah.
She was
What?
pissed.
Yeah, of course. I would be. As
Yeah,
a
I never
parent.
got left, bro. I was a good boy.
I asked her. I was like, "So, what happened?" She's like, "I don't know." She's like,
No,
"I just
dude,
left."
dude,
I just,
good on your mom. And not her problem.
Yep.
Homeboy wasn't there on time. Bye. Welcome to life.
She was just like, "Hey, these kids got to get to school." So
What happened that
Your mom's
day?
gangster, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, she left him. So how did he get?
that's what I'm wondering. What?
That's what I'm wondering. Did he make it?
I don't know, but I do remember your mom. Like I was sitting in the front seat, and I don't know if whatever happened, she had to hit on the brakes hard, duid. She did the strongest mom arm.
Mom arm on you. Yeah.
Knocked the wind out of me. I never told her. Because I was, dude. I don't know. What are we? 14, 13?
We're younger than
Dude,
that.
I just remember freaking. And then fucking.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, we were just kidding. It's okay. I was like, yeah,
Fine.
Christ.
No, but she's like, I wanted to make Tim pumpkin bread because she remembers that you like pumpkin bread. I don't know if you remember my mom's pumpkin bread.
You like pumpkin bread?
Your mom makes the best pumpkin bread.
So yeah, it's like every holiday season she makes this pumpkin bread, and it's I love it. I can't wait. And so she's like, I was gonna make it for Tim.
Oh man, I just stop by and say hi to your
You
parents.
should. They would enjoy that.
Yeah, that'd be really. I do want to ride with you and your dad.
You should do it.
That'd be rad.
Let's do it. I mean, I didn't realize you live so close.
Yeah, I'm not far, dude. Where did you think I lived?
Somewhere in. I mean, I don't know.
Somewhere local, but not around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck no, dude. Man, I gotta stop by and say hi to your parents, man.
Yeah, man, they would love that.
That'd be super rad. Those are good old days, dude. This is how tight I was with his family. I never even knocked. I would just walk in the house.
Oh, like this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead. I would just
Exactly
walk in,
like
dude.
that.
Hey,
That's
what's
beautiful,
everyone doing?
Yeah, I never knew that.
Dude,
Yeah.
the best story I have, at least with Mark and his family, was they had some gathering, whatever, and they had carne asada, and I wanted more, and I asked his mom, like, hey, do you have more carne asada? She's like, yeah, it's in the fridge. So I like opened the fridge, it's packed full of stuff. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. Well, so I find a bag of carne asada I didn't know, but it was marinating in a bag, and I just pulled out raw. And I was like, oh, like Mexican sushi, whatever.
Ate it. Oh,
Ate it,
my
dude.
God, Mexican sushi. Yeah.
And then I was like, man, that was different. Okay. Like, whatever. And then, like, 15 minutes later, Mark's mom comes into his room. We're playing Xbox. She's dying, laughing, dude. Yeah. She goes, Tim, did you open that bag and eat the carne asada? I was like, yeah, you said it was in the fridge.
Oh my!
She fell to her knees laughing so hard.
I remember that.
Well,
she's like, it wasn't even cooked.
Right.
Whatever, dude.
And it went down though. It went.
Yeah,
down.
hey, man.
That's what's up.
It is what it is. I grew up on Hamburger Helper.
There you go.
So raw carne asada ain't gonna phase me,
I can
man.
take anything.
Yeah, I eat cardboard every night. We're
Right.
good, dude.
Exactly. What's this?
The iron stomach.
Iron
Oh,
stomach,
dude,
bro.
totally,
yeah.
totally, dude.
yeah.
But dude, we all go back to. When did you start going to that school?
I started going to Calvary in third grade.
Was it third?
Mrs. Young's.
Mrs.
Dude,
Young.
all of us were Mrs.
I like how
Young
you're looking
class.
at me because I was in Mrs. Young class too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude.
Yep, bro.
Yeah.
Mrs. Young's class, and then
Cool.
she was cool. But dude, I used to have 14 cousins that went to the school. At one
I remember you seemed like you related to everybody.
everybody.
No, I never knew that too.
Yeah.
I was just like, Mark's cool.
It was like
yeah.
Danielle, her brother,
Right.
Lauren,
Yep.
sister. Then we were just deep.
Damn.
You guys rolled hard, dude.
Yeah. And shout out Danielle, by the way.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what? Yeah.
She held it down here for a long time.
What's up, Danny?
Long time. It's too bad.
Did. Yeah, it's good for her. She got out.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I hope she's doing good. I hope,
Oh, they're doing
Yeah, she is. She's doing great.
They're cruising, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
God, third grade Mrs. Young. Do you guys remember Mrs. Young's class? There was a thing that came out. Was it Michael Myers? Okay,
Wait. Like,
not Michael
Yeah.
Myers, like fucking.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, my
Wait,
brain.
wait.
Sorry, Mr. Benavides.
like our classmate Michael Myers.
Michael Myers. Yeah, I don't know how I remember that name.
It's,
But somebody
it's
said,
iconic, yeah.
yeah, somebody said
Yeah.
he brought something up on social media from Mrs. Young's class where it said like 15 years from.
oh yeah.
Well, I can't remember what it was.
we're supposed
like
to
a
meet
certain
somewhere.
year. We're supposed to meet on the corner of Imperial and Woodruff,
Oh, okay.
and everyone's supposed to be like, tell each other what they do for their careers now. What do you want to be doing? And I still remember what I put down on mine.
What'd you put?
I said I was gonna be a surfer.
Oh, well, I mean, the accuracy,
Close.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I am.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was a surfer and a cop.
Okay.
You
Kind of close
you weren't
also.
that far off.
Yeah.
No, it was a little close.
Yeah.
I put water and fire, so whatever.
Hey, bro. Hey, I mean, that's a lot.
But did anybody go to that?
No.
No,
Oh, I mean, I didn't.
started something.
Should
dude.
have.
We should
Yeah.
have started something.
That-
Oh my god, that'd have been rad. Is Miss Young still alive?
I hope so.
Yeah.
She
She was
She
really
was a
cool.
good teacher, dude.
Dude, yeah, she
Yeah.
taught us sign language.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, dude.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay, you guys remember that, dude?
I do.
Remember she showed us the Helen Keller movie, and I was like traumatized, man.
Wow, you remember?
The Helen Keller movie was rough, dude.
Keller,
We were in
yeah.
3rd grade. I was kind of like, what's happening right now? This is really intense.
Watching this now? Yeah.
Yeah. Lindsay Klaus was like super into it and shit. I was like, all right, fuck, whatever, dude. I don't know how I remember all that,
Yeah,
but
your
told
memory is
her.
insane.
Right, yeah.
I remember I threw up in her class. Let's circle back to pumpkin bread real quick. My mom made like a fresh batch in the morning, right?
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, of course.
Hot out of the oven. And I remember just taking like a spelling test.
Yeah.
And I was like, just trying to hold it down, you know?
yeah. Oh.
Hold it down, and then I just couldn't, bro. And it was orange.
Oh my god.
And I felt bad. And then like the dude had to come and throw like kitty litter on it and stuff.
Oh, man. Dude, that's back in the day.
You remember what we were doing? Like it was just
Yeah, I was taking a spelling test.
take it during the test.
During the test, I was just,
Yacked on
I
the-
just
Wow.
turn sideways and let it go.
Let it go, bro. I wonder what we were. You remember that, Tim?
No, Sam, I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. No, dude, Calvary. Well, that school. Can I say it?
Say it.
School?
Get Calvary Chapel down.
Calvary Chapel.
Say what you want.
You know, I know it's like a topic, and
Oh, it's definitely a topic.
And you know, I think I feel the same for a lot of things. You know, as going there. You know, but you know, I had really good friends during that time. I'm you know, there's a lot of people I grew up with.
Oh, yeah.
That you know, I was appreciative,
Right.
and dude, like my.
It's my first time, guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I totally spilled beer on the table.
Dude, one thing I didn't realize was like the amount of money it costs to go there. Like I didn't. Like, I remember like I graduated and my parents were like, "Oh, we're gonna buy a new car now," and I was like, "Huh?" And they're like,
With the tuition, we're saving.
"Yeah, dude." They say like I didn't realize, you know. And anyways,
No, it's insane, dude. My parents were constantly telling me. They were like, you know what? Like, you need to do well. You know, why? What's going on? This is your sophomore year. This is your junior year. What's going on?
Yeah.
You know, why are you doing this? And then I got removed my junior year, and I was like, are you better now? Because I'm going to you know, it's going to be a public school now.
Yeah.
You know, so is that okay with you?
Right.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
dude. But they were constantly telling me about this.
I mean, like I said, like there's a lot of negative I think that a lot of us felt about that school, but I was like, I'm gonna try to find the positive in it, and you know, meeting friends and you know,
I love that, dude.
all you guys and all that stuff, because yeah, it's easy to talk crap and
On anything.
on anything,
Right.
but yeah, man, you know, it's
I'll talk crap on it.
no, yeah,
that
I mean,
place.
yeah, no, I mean,
Let's
no,
go.
no,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I ain't holding back, dude.
It was and here's the thing, and I was thinking about it because I was like, well, what am I gonna talk about, or like whatever, right? And I was thinking about Calvary, okay, it was just the administration.
Absolutely.
Like you look back and you're like,
Right. When you hear all this
They're
stuff.
telling us about Purity Week, and they're sitting there cheating on each other, dude. I was like, what is
Okay.
going
Such a-
on?
so mind blowing.
I just,
yeah.
all right, I was like, okay, I had like a mentor during that time, right? And like you're a high school boy. Everything's going nuts. You're going nuts. You're trying not to do things because you're like, I'm sinning every night. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you know, I'd go to my mentor, and he worked there, or whatever. And you know, I'm just like, dude, I'm struggling. And then come to find out, you know, it's like something gets revealed in his life, and I look back and I'm like, dude, like
You're mentoring me?
and you're mentoring me? Yeah. And look, man, we're all humans. And
Absolutely.
I get that. And, you know, it's all good. But it's always the people, I think,
Right.
that ruin things, you know, whatever religion or whatever you're into. It's always the people that kind of bring it down. you
Yeah,
know?
I think that's the only way it can be. Like, you know, we're human. You know, what do we expect? You know, so I mean, I get it, but
Yeah.
then you're looking up to this person
Yeah.
at this time in your life,
Right.
and you're like, this is what I need.
Yes.
I need support. I need security. You know, I need you to be there for me. Are you okay, Tim?
Just clinking over here. Clink.
Everything's. I'm a mess right now.
Good.
I'm holding it together.
It's all good. baby.
I'm sorry. No, but I mean, you bring up a good point. That's something for me, at least as an adult, I had to shift my thinking in with my own faith. And it took me a long time.
Yeah.
It took me well over my 20s. into my 30s to kind of realize, like, I need to stop basing my faith off of like people who are involved, because what we're dealing with is humans who are imperfect, trying to help lead, but they need to figure out their own journey as well, and they're making their own mistakes, even though they're held to a higher standard. Right. And being involved as much as I was for a time, you see some interesting stuff and you hear things, you're like, dude, I don't want any part of this. I'm done.
Yep.
But then you realize, like, hard times, everyone's going to face hard times.
Yeah, definitely.
No one's going to escape it. And there will be a point, I think, in everyone's life where you will be brought to your knees and you have nothing left to do but pray. And I've had that happen a couple times here in the last, I'd say, like 3 years. Mm-hmm. And you're like, holy crap, what the hell just happened? My life just got turned upside down. Like, I need some help. Like, I'm losing it. Yeah. You start realizing it's more the relational aspect. And that's something I wish I would have learned or paid attention to. We were taught. But sometimes you have to kind of go down certain roads to learn and figure things out on your own, And some of those roads are tough and they're not fun and they're hard. And I can see, as much as I didn't like that school, I could see the intent behind my parents putting me there and what they wanted and kind of the sacrifice, which you guys were talking about, right? Yeah, right. Maybe I didn't agree with it the whole time that I was there, but I learned a lot. Met you guys. I mean, you're talking about friendships that have lasted since 3rd grade, 2nd grade. Yeah. I've had plenty of people on here who went to that school and other ones. We're in our 30s and we're still talking. Yeah. So there's a lot of friendships and things that came from it, but I didn't like certain people, how I was being treated, how Luke was being treated, but my gosh, you learn a lot through those processes, and it's tough, right? With a mentor thing, that's hard. And, I don't tell people I'm a Christian. I say I'm a believer, but, because I've met a lot of people who just profess they're Christians and they are some of the biggest POSs I've ever met in my entire life, So I get where you come from. It's a tough situation. It's almost, it's kind of heartbreaking. It hits you in the gut. You're like, dude, what the heck,
Yeah, after Calvary, I'd still go to church. Things were going on. I would check different churches out, and I liked a really good one. It was in Costa Mesa, and I was like, dude, the worship's awesome. Like you're feeling it, and then the pastor's good, and then 2 years go by, and it's like I'm stepping down because I'm getting, there was a case on him, right? And you're like, dude, here we go again.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's just the people, and kind of to touch on what you said, Tim, about the journey and kind of coming back to like a faith. Yeah. I feel like for me recently, I've been struggling, right, with just why. Like I asked a lot of questions, like why do things happen to us, right? Like why? Not even just to us, or like to my kids or whatever. Like like how is that fair, right? Yeah. And like where do you search for those answers? Because I grew up in my adult life kind of bitter towards the church in general. Granted, I have parents and like siblings that are like great role models of what Christians should be, right? But you kind of just feel like you're gonna fight against that as hard as possible. Like I don't care, Right. People that say, "Hey, man, the Lord blessed me with all this." When I was an adult, I was like, I'm going to do it all on my own. I'm going to do it on my own. Exactly. I'm not going to say that, right? Yeah. I'm going to get the house. Yep. I'm going to get, the 2.5 kids.
My man.
I'm going to get the dog.
He listens.
I'm going to do it all on my own. And, yeah, dude, and we did, my wife and I, we did. We worked hard and we got to where we wanted to go. And then it's just funny how life happens, right? So, yeah, so I got to this point where, you're asking questions and I'm like, where can I get answers other than the Bible?
It's like you almost know where the answers are, but you keep denying it.
Yeah, so I guess we could just get into it. I have 2 kids, one Aiden, who's 3, and Zoe, who's 1.5 years. So Aiden, he's been diagnosed with autism, mild to severe autism. And he got diagnosed about 18 months. He was 18 months old.
How'd you guys, when he got diagnosed, what made you get him checked?
Yeah, so basically like a regression of like speech, a regression of like certain milestones kids are supposed to hit we just started noticing things. And my wife, moms, they have that gut instinct, and she's like, something's up, something's up. We're gonna look into it. So we started noticing things. Part of it is, they won't respond to their name. So you just say, hey, Aiden, he won't look. Or they do stimming behaviors, which is like hand flapping or like vocal sounds or something like that.
Okay.
Walking on tippy toes. A lot of things that you just are like,
oh, he's a kid.
he's just a kid. Or spinning, right? We're like, oh, he's cute, he's spinning and all this stuff. And so you kind of start looking into it, and we're like, okay, maybe this is serious. So they have a test that they run with your child, and it determines where he places on the spectrum. So autism, there's a spectrum. It could be like severe or very mild. Like Asperger's is like part of the spectrum. Like a lot of, very well-off people have Asperger's. Right. Anyway.
Doesn't Elon Musk have like?
Yeah, I think he has something like that, and like a lot of
dude,
guys.
tell your son to remember me.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude. So honestly, I think once we found out, I was broken.
Yeah.
I was broken.
How does someone process that? Because everyone knows this. Listen, you guys, I'm not a father.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent. I used to be married, not married anymore. I would love to have kids one day. I have 8 nieces and nephews that, they're my blood. They're not like, I didn't make them. They're not my kids. They're my blood. And I love them so much. I can't even describe how much I love them. So I can't imagine the love I would have for my own child. And seeing your child born, and then it's like, you get this news. How do you process that? How does someone process that? Because that's almost like, oh my gosh, I'm sure everything hits you. He's not going to have a normal life. What about his opportunities? Will he ever get married? All those things probably come rushing in, right?
Definitely.
How in the hell do you process that?
Well, the worst part is you are expecting a neurotypical life, because from the moment he's born to he's diagnosed, you already have these plans in your head, right? He's going to do this, he's going to do that. So when the news hits, dude, there was nights where I would just be sobbing,
I can't imagine.
Holding him, and just putting him to bed, and you're just thinking of his future and all this stuff. And I remember I was like, oh, this is what depression is. Oh, okay. I'm starting to feel this, or, I just want to sleep, or I just want to not do anything, but you can't because you're your dad.
Right.
And you got to change diapers, you got to help.
People depend on you.
Yeah. You got a little human that depends on you. So the process, I think it's like the grieving process, right? Like you slightly are in denial about it, and then you get angry, and that's where I kind of wanted to talk about it. Was like, I was angry, man.
I'm sure.
I was angry, and I was like, who am I going to...
Which you have all the right to be angry.
Yeah, like, who am I going to be angry at? I'm going to be angry at God.
Right.
Right?
Because, it wasn't you.
Right.
Right?
We don't know. And so I really just directed my anger towards God, and I kind of let on my parents too. Like, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to anybody, but it was just like, if you get in my way or we start talking about it, because they're always like, we're praying for your son, we're praying for Aiden.
And you're like, God, that's the last thing. I've had that with my parents.
Right.
I'm like, that's the last thing I want to hear right now.
Yeah, and I remember...
hang up the phone, It's like, oh, then you feel like a total jerk.
Yeah, and exactly, right? And, I remember a conversation I had with my parents. They were like, well, why do you ask us to pray for your son? And I was like, I don't ask you to, and I was like, and then my stubbornness, I was like, I will never ask you to pray for him again. And, it just creates this weird tension, and bless their hearts, they love me, they love Aiden, no matter what I believe. So I think just being a parent, and having to deal with that, you go through those steps. You have to be honest with yourself. He's diagnosed. The diagnosed doesn't determine the outcome of his life, right?
Absolutely not.
And so, okay, like today I was listening to a podcast, and it was like 2 steps. One is acceptance. Accept what your child is. Accept what he could become. And the second is action. So I'm not expecting Aiden to be a neurotypical, person like myself or like you guys. And I'm fine with that. I love him for who he is. I love him for what he's going to be. And then there's action. In action, there could be, positive progress with action, right? So he gets therapy. He gets like every day, Monday through Friday, 3 hours a day. He gets ABA therapy. He does occupational therapy, and it's working.
So he's going through a lot too, though.
He's going through a bunch. Right. He just wants to be a kid.
You said he's 8?
He's 3.
Or 3, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he just wants to be a kid and just, hang out. But so there's a lot that goes with it. And, having a child that's on the spectrum is they don't show like love like we would show love. Like Sam just come in and give me a big hug, you know what I mean? It's like he kind of sees you and he knows you're there, but he isn't like, hey, Dad, like he's nonverbal. So we're teaching him how to speak and say words and ask for things with like sign language and stuff. But that part is hard, man. Like it's hard because you want that connection with your child, right? You want to feel like, Dad, I love you, and you don't get it. But man, there are times, and I don't know, people out there that can relate, but there are times where like I look at him, he looks at me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's deep, dude.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
That will.
Yeah, man.
I'm good.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That will last. You know what I mean? I'll hold that. Like, so.
Yes.
Anyways, I was like, I'm not gonna cry on the podcast,
No,
but
man.
Good, bro. This is open forum, baby.
yeah, no, dude. But it's just like it's like a marathon. I'm like, dude, we're in it till I'm dead and gone. I got you. Like that's my son, and yeah, we ended up having another kid, and we didn't know at the time. We were like, we're just going to do this back to back. We're getting older, and I think it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I think if we would have got the diagnosis, we probably wouldn't have had a second child.
Yeah.
So, Zoe, she's just like the complete opposite. She's hitting milestones. There are certain concerns with that. But there's just things that she just does that he never has done, and it's
probably warms your heart.
It's great to see. It really is, and we love to see it. And I think being parents, we're kind of like hyper visual on certain things, like, yeah, she shouldn't be doing that or whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, just getting through it. So anyways, I just, I search for answers. I search for answers to questions that I have, and, being mad at God isn't going to change anything.
No.
My parents send me stuff all the time, like, hey, watch out for this and watch out for that. Maybe this is part of the cause, and, and I'm appreciative of it, but it doesn't change anything. Autism isn't a disease. You can't cure it. So you just work with what you have, right? And we're just going to keep working with them and loving on them. And, it's some days it's hard, man. Some days it's hard, and some days it's hard. I mean,
yeah. So you probably can't put into words. What you're feeling. This is your son.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything you hoped and dreamed for your boy.
Yeah.
And you get this news. That's heavy stuff. And then on top of you're trying to be a father and take care of your son and your daughter. You also have a marriage you need to worry about. But then on top of your marriage, you also have your own personal journey and your own growth that you're still worrying about. That's a lot of stuff, bro.
It is.
That's a lot. That's heavy.
It is heavy. And some of the best advice that was given to me when this was all going on, I was like, man, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You got to take that time to focus on yourself and, like cycling, like get out there.
I was going to ask, okay, so for me, getting on my bike, and I wonder if your dad's the same way, it is so much therapy for me to get outside and be like, I'm going to go ride 40 miles a day. I'm just going to ride to Honey Beach Pier, come back. And some people make fun of me, right? Oh, you're wearing tights. But I always just say, I'm like, you guys don't get it. You have no clue.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great physical exercise that's non-impact. And that for me is because I have so much going on with my businesses and the podcast and at work, and all this stuff. That time when I'm surfing or cycling is like the only time I can be alone, where I don't have my phone on me. I'm away. I can be to my own thoughts. I can get my stress out. I can push hard. You work. It's weird. Anytime I get done, sometimes I don't want to ride. And then when I get done, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did that. I feel so good. Like you got those positive endorphins going. You get the kind of a stress relief going on. So Has cycling kind of been an outlet for you during this time?
Yeah, definitely. And I think my wife understands that. She's like, you need to do something to get out there. And sometimes it's just in my garage. You know, I just have it set up on the wind trainer and I'm just go out and sweat and come in and just like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Right.
You know? But you need that. Or you just need time to be by yourself or in a book or, you know, just be by yourself to be able to just be lost in your thoughts. Right. It's almost like meditation or it's almost like prayer, right? Yeah. It's like you could pray without praying to anything. You know, you're just thinking.
It's almost like you're bouncing thoughts off of, you know, yourself, you know, because you're speaking, you're like reevaluating, you know, whatever you're going through.
Yeah. And
it's like you're just bouncing it off the wall, man, and then you're receiving it back. It's just continuous affirmation.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. Yeah, man.
So it's a journey, you know. It's funny because I was thinking about it, and it's sometimes you fight so hard to like come up with answers or like whatever, and then you end up just falling back on. You're just like, all right, God, all right, man,
straight up,
you know.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I got you, man. Loud and clear.
Yeah,
like
bro.
I don't know what else to do, right? Like I don't know where else where else to go or where else to search because, you know, our faith was kind of instilled in us as children, whether we liked it or not, right? We went to church and went to a Christian school. And it's like you just fight and fight and fight, kind of how you said, and you're like, you know, you kind of came back to it. But the beautiful thing is it could just be us. Like this could be church, right? This could be
the
our
people.
exactly.
Absolutely. It's not if you look back in the Bible and Jesus through the Gospels, he didn't go into churches. He was with the people.
Yeah.
Met them by a lake or in the town or wherever they're going to be, out in the field, or a person in their house needs to be healed. The woman by the well. He was with the people. He was human.
Yeah.
I think people forget that. He was human. He was flesh and blood. He knows what we go through. He knows the pain that we feel, the joy that we feel, the hurt inside, the worry, the anxiety. He felt every single bit of that. So it's like he knows exactly what we're going through.
Yeah.
He absolutely does. He knows what you're going through, myself, Sam. Everybody has issues they're dealing with in their life. And that's the difficult part. It's how are you going to cope? How are we going to get through this? And it's biblical, kind of like we just kind of agreed on. It says in the Bible, raise a child up in the way they should go. They will come back to me. Mm-hmm. They will. And now it could be 20 years, it could be 2 years.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I spent most of my 20s doing whatever the heck I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of is what it is. But I mean, I think it's beautiful what you said because it's true. It's the people. And I think a lot of Christian people forget that. It's not about how cool the church is inside you go to, how awesome you think your pastor is, how hip he is, or how many likes he has on Instagram. It's not about how awesome your freaking worship is. It's about people.
Yeah.
It's about connection. It's about grace. It's about meeting people where they're at. It's about not judging. And I'll tell you what, our culture and Christianity today, especially Western culture, has a huge freaking problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they do. And that's why so many people get turned away all the time. They're just like, I don't want any part of this. That was me. Yeah. I'm like, dude, these are the worst people I ever met. They're so judgmental. They spread rumors. You know, it's like, I want to say, can you just be cool, man?
Yeah, just
be cool.
Just be yourself.
Yeah,
no one's going to
cool.
judge you. And I think that's part of it is just having conversations. You know, I think some of the best times I've had is just talking to my dad, you know, and, you know, my dad is conservative and, man, we got in some crazy conversations during like peak COVID time. You know,
I'm
when it
sure,
was, like,
dude. I talked to him during COVID. He said he voted for Biden, dude.
No, he didn't. Dude. Hey, man. Hey, dude.
So stupid.
He's about to punch his stereo right now. I love you, George.
He's looking at his Trump flag right now.
Yeah. He's like, what's his address? He's going to choke me with that Trump flag, dude.
But dude, you know, and it's funny though, because it was tough. Like we had some like heavy conversations, and I had some feelings about my dad because it was political. Yep. And you know, I'm kind of changing the subject, but
no, you're good.
I remember like having feelings, and I'm just like, why do I feel this way, right? And it's because I was just leaning so heavy into one side, and he's leaning into his side. And then, you know, as time progresses, I'm like, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
It's also okay to disagree.
It's okay to disagree.
Yeah, it's healthy.
it's you should see someone else's perspective. You should get all that information, and you should be able to come up with your own ideas.
Part of growth.
It's part of growth, and that's something that I've learned. And I mean, back to my son, right? It's like you go back and you say
Full circle.
and you're just like, oh, people are saying it's this. This is why he has autism. This is why, right? And you're like, you know what? Maybe,
Right?
maybe not. I don't know, And but yeah, back to my dad. I was just, I'm like, cool. I'm glad I was able to grow. I was glad I was able to just say, hey, we can meet in the middle on this. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's good to have people that actually want to meet you in the middle, right? Or
God, isn't that the hard part?
That is the hard. That is the hard. Nobody wants to
know each other.
But that's why I like this podcast because you guys bring in a slew of people, right? And I was like, I'm gonna come on here. I'm like, what am I gonna talk about?
Oh, man.
We have no idea.
We don't even.
No, I know, but I'm like, dude, who am I, right? Like, who am I? And
Mark Benavides.
And
I know you're Benny, dude. What do you mean? Who are you?
But
we love you, bro.
I know. I love you guys too, and I'm happy to be connected. Back with you guys and be able to chat. And I know Tim, you've always been. I mean, Tim and I's relationship.
Yeah.
It spans, dude.
For a long time.
Times. I had some stories that I wanted to talk about. You remember the Taco Bell right there?
Dude, I love that.
Okay. Do you remember you remember the trays they had?
Dude, we put it under my car wheels and slid it.
You had like a baby blue Honda Accord.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you had the powder blue.
Yeah, the powder blue. Yeah, the powder blue.
Dude, we were little punks, dude. Yeah. We did some stupid stuff.
Dude. I was like, okay. I was like, what else am I gonna talk about? This dude started the trucker hat movement. Do you remember that?
Dude, I was back in
99-cent store. You went to the 99-cent store.
Yeah, I bought a trucker hat, started wearing it around everywhere. No one was wearing it.
No one was
Yeah.
wearing
Oh no,
hat.
I didn't even know what it. Right before Von Dutch.
Von Dutch, yeah.
Oh, they capitalized.
They had it at the 99-cent store. I just bought it and wore it, dude.
He had his little fro and the trucker hat.
Oh, that's dope.
And I was like, dude, this guy's legit. This guy's legit. I tried to buy one. I was like, it's not the same.
not working on me.
Same.
Yeah.
Take this off.
I just did my own thing, dude.
What grade was that?
Whatever. That was 10th. 9th and 10th grade.
Yeah, I feel like it was early on.
Yeah, it was like 9th to 10th.
I remember the fro. Yeah, for sure.
It was back in the day. I show people that, they're like, what? It was 18 inches when I cut it.
18 inches.
Yeah, we were at Joe Darling's house.
Dude, yeah, shout out Joe Darling.
Yeah,
Shout
Joe.
out Joe, my G, dude. They shaved my head in his bathroom, dude. It looked like we shaved a freaking Yeti. It was insane. There was hair everywhere, dude. Everywhere.
So huge.
Yeah, they measured it. They're like, dude, this thing's 18 inches.
What?
Yeah, it was long.
Oh my God. I remember you in your helmet too. That was amazing. Yeah, bro. Football.
Yeah, I'm actually growing my hair out now. I'm not going to tell you why.
Okay.
You guys will see in September.
Yeah, I wish I could grow my hair out. Hey.
Is it gonna be like male bangs?
Thanks.
I would look terrible with bangs.
Would you though?
No. Yeah, Mark, not having it. Sorry. No.
whatever.
You'll see.
I can
One of the
wish.
episodes, I'm going to wear a hat. I'm just going to pull it off and be like, what the fuck?
That's legit. I'm excited.
Some predator trades, dude.
Predators,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, dude?
That's awesome. Man.
Well, Mark, dude, what do you think caused the bitterness in your faith? Or at least your relation. I mean, because I always come in here and talk about my faith a little bit because my walk it's been very interesting. I would say I'm a prodigal son big time. Mm-hmm. I've gone off and done my own thing. And I realize I'm like, there ain't nothing out here. There is still an empty hole in my freaking heart. And to kind of like be real with you, and I haven't mentioned on here, but like around February, March this past year, my life got fucking tossed upside down. Not a lot of things are still going great. I have nothing. I shouldn't be complaining too much. It was more of a personal life. And dude, I mean, I think still to this day, I still cry once a day. It's hard to deal with. It's difficult. And that pain is real. And I remember thinking there's nothing on this earth that's going to take away the pain that I feel inside not just my heart, but my freaking soul. I'm hurting. I need help. I'm going to a dark place. Like I need something. And that's when I remember, dude, straight up got on my knees. I was like, I will do whatever. I'm just be real with people. I'll do what the fuck you want me to do. You need to help me right now because I am at a breaking point. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Please. And it wasn't something that happened like instantly.
Yeah.
But it was over time.
Yeah.
Still to this day, it's like I nurture my own faith. I'll watch. I listen to certain Greg Laurie, I consider my pastor. I love listening to that guy's podcast.
Still doing it?
Yeah, dude.
Still doing it? Still going strong.
Yeah, dude. But he's so simple and to the point.
Okay.
Really, he's just like simple to the point. But life's hard, man, and that's one thing. That's one thing that there's no organization, school, church, or even our parents that will ever be able to get you ready for the realities of what life is going to throw your way, what it's going to do to you, how it's going to challenge you.
Definitely.
There's a lot of highs, but there's also some very deep lows. And what are you going to do with them? And that's something I had to ask myself this year. I'm like, okay, you're in a really, really bad spot right now. What are you going to do? You can either let this defeat you, or you can grit your teeth, get on your freaking knees, and start asking God for some help, because you will not make it through this unless you have something of a higher power on your side to pull you through.
Right.
And here I am today doing my thing, And I don't share. I try to keep my private life out of this podcast a lot. You probably know this. I don't talk about it. But it's hard because when your private life, when your home life is affected, you're sowing in your family and something heavy goes down. Dude, it trickles into work. It trickles into your sleep.
Definitely.
Everything you do is impacted. And it's hard. You can't focus. You're trying to get everything done. That's why I'm thinking. That's why I asked you. How did you Dude, you still have to go to work. You still have to perform.
Yeah.
You still got to be a husband, a father, and that's not just you, but same with your wife.
Yeah.
And how's that impacted your family, your close family, right? And then you think about it's not just you. You're not alone. There's other people who are dealing with this, and you think, how in the hell are they making this happen? Who probably have way worse, right? On a higher spectrum. You're thinking that's kind of like the thoughts that went through my head. I'm like, dude, how did you guys process that and make it and continue to make it through? You had to have leaned on your faith a little bit.
So yeah, to answer your question, I think it all started my peel back from faith kind of started after Calvary, right? I just was a bad taste in my mouth.
I think for all of us.
Yeah. Yep. And then ding.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, and then it kind of trickled. Like I said, I went to that other church and the same thing kind of happened, and you kind of get bitter and you're kind of like, I'm over this. And I really had this, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it myself, and I did, we did, and just meeting my wife and who she is, she was raised Catholic, right? And just meeting her and her family, nicest people you'll ever meet. And I'm not just saying that. I'm being completely honest. I was like, you could be a genuinely great person and not be religious, right? Yeah. She grew up in the Catholic Church, but she's not practicing. Right. And my wife is she holds it down, and I don't know how she does it, right? Because we talk and stuff, but she's going through it too.
Oh yeah,
she's going through it too, and to kind of touch on what you said is you got to that point where you're like, hey, I'm on my knees, God help me. I'm not there yet, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I got you.
I could see it, but I'm fighting. I don't know why I'm fighting, but I think it's just because I'm stubborn.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Right.
And I'm like,
what do you think leads you to that stubbornness, though? Is it something from your past, or is it just you feel like it's a character thing, and this is out of respect? Is it an ego thing, or is it how do you
I don't need no help. I don't need any help.
Yeah, but how do you kind of narrow that down? Because really, the reality is, all of us are going to have to search within ourselves. Mm-hmm. You're at the end of the day, when all is said and done, all the things we do on earth will not have mattered.
Right.
Won't matter how good of a person you were, how good of a father you were. Right. It's you're either for me or you're against me. Mm-hmm. So what is it, do you think, that is making you feel that stubbornness? And if you can't answer, you can't answer it.
No,
it's totally cool.
I mean, look, if I'm being honest, I look at my son every day, right?
Yeah.
And if someone could give me a good answer on why that happens or why God allows that to happen, then come on, man.
Got you.
Tell me, right? Yeah. But, and here's the other thing. I thought about this the other day too. Say I did flip it, and I just, hey, I'm going head first into this faith thing, Mm-hmm. And then my son eventually says, hey, Dad, why did God make me like this?
How are you going to answer that question?
How am I going to answer that, right? But then I thought about it, right? And I said, you know what, son? All of us, we're boring. we're all just neurotypical, you know what I mean? Like, we're not special. I'm like, you're the interesting one, right? You're different. You get to be different. You get to be something special, right? And it's not like children on the spectrum are not smart. These kids are smart. And my kid is burning through an iPad, doing all this stuff. I'm like, how? No, I didn't teach him that. And he just picks things up. They get hyper-focused on things, right? So it's like, that's okay. I'm excited to see what happens when he gets older, what he gets into, right? If he's into whatever, plants, birds, whatever he's into.
Probably a musical savant, dude.
Dude, imagine.
Just writing bangers, dude. Rap songs. Just writing heavy hitters.
just EDM bangers, just, you know. But like you could only hope.
Rad.
Right, dude.
Or he's like, Dad, I'm writing worship songs, and I'm like, oh,
No, dude. You never know. You never know.
But yeah, I think it's stubbornness, Tim.
Yeah, but I feel you, dude, because that's a really hard spot to be in. And I can't relate to it. I can't be out. Let's be real. I can't relate to that. I don't have a son. I don't know what that is like to deal with that, but I've had my own troubles.
Yeah.
I've had my own problems. And if anything, my question is to you is how long do you want to hold on to that?
Yeah.
How long do you want that to hover over your heart and your soul? Because all it's going to do is rob you of the joy of today and the next day and what you have with your child. And what I'm not saying the Lord's not going to bless you because of your thought process, because he has blessed you. You got a lot, man. I've been meaning to say, like, I'm proud of you, dude.
I do have
You've done really well for yourself, man. Honestly, both you and your wife. And it's great to hear you talk about it when we catch up and everything. But, everything I've learned, there are a lot of my ups and downs. And I've made some bad decisions in my life. And I made a lot of great ones. But through those bad is sometimes I used to look at, like, why me? Like, my brother died. I'm like, dude, what the F? Like, he didn't do anything wrong. There's a bunch of POSs out here that should probably be, not to sound like a jerk. There's some other evil people in this world that are thriving right now, and yet you want to take this 18-year-old dude who just started his life. Right. You're kind of like, what the heck? But, the more, I'm trying to put this in the right words, the more I let go, the more I found peace. The more I let go of my situation this year, the more I found peace. And, for anyone listening, you can't put a price tag on peace. And that peace I have only found just through my faith. I have not found anywhere. And I'll tell you, Mark, I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried it from Kingdom Come back to here. I've tried, and there's nothing. It's nothing like this. How we were raised with this supernatural and this church talk. Right, like, hey, brother, I'm praying. Yeah, bullshit. You're not praying for me, okay? That's just your church talk.
Right.
But, actually basing your faith just solely off your own relationship with the Lord and telling him, like, in the good and the bad, I trust you. Mm-hmm. And I had to do that. And having peace, dude, is, I can't begin to tell you, like, it's priceless. Yeah. We just had that drawing for the, $1.2 billion for the lottery.
Yep.
Someone won that.
Yeah, someone
like,
won.
if my life was just pure chaos all the time and not be, like, keep it. I'd rather have no money and have peace in my life.
Oh, yeah.
That takes time, right? That took me going through a lot of terrible moments and a lot of good moments to realize what's important to me. Where am I spending my time? Yeah. I have all the time in the world to make money. I have had a lot of success, and now I'm to the point where, like, I don't have to worry about much financially, but it's like, well, now what? Mm-hmm. So all that stuff, I can't even take it with me.
Yeah.
It don't freaking matter. None of it matters.
Yeah.
So it's a weird spot I kind of had to get through going through my own trials and tribulations, and it's tough, but dealing with autism and what you're going through, it's hard. Let's be real, dude. That's a big pill to swallow, man. It's a bitter one.
It is a big pill, and it's a lifelong pill. But you know what, man? It's like I was beating myself up or feeling bad about myself, and then you talk to people, and they're like, it could always be worse. And sure enough, I got a cousin that has a kid. Their situation is a lot harder than mine. My son could walk. He's relatively healthy. He's just it could be worse. Everybody has their struggles, and I'm realizing that. I'm not like out here to be like, woe is me, feel bad for me, but don't feel bad for me. Yeah. This is just the hand I was dealt. Right. And I always like look back and I think kind of the reason why I'm like bitter is because, like, dude, I had my life good to go. My wife was pregnant. We bought a house. I bought my dog that I always wanted. I got the bike I always wanted. Like, you're just firing on all cylinders, and you have this future for yourself. And then, yeah, you could say like, God's like, yeah, all right, watch this, buddy, you know? And yeah, man, I mean, maybe without me knowing it, this is his way of working.
Yes.
His way back
Right.
into my life. Because, dude, trust me, man. I've told my wife this. I'm like, I'm going to throw my hands up right now. I'm just going to say, hey, all right, you're in charge, man. Like, what else am I supposed to do? You know, and I search, and I know, like, Chris was on here recently, and I was like, dude, I got to get that guy's number. And because I was like, dude, he, you know, philosophy and all that stuff. Like, I love that stuff because I feel like it's timeless. I think as humans, we've always had difficulties in life. You know, I heard someone say, it's like, you don't pray for an easy life. We don't ask for an easy life. So, okay, you know, our life is difficult, and how do we get through it, you know? And religion is great. I think it needs to be out there. It helps people get through this life, the life that's hard. You know, Sam, I really don't know about like too much about you, but you know, I heard your story and everything, and it was cool to hear that. And it's just like, okay, Sam's got his things. Tim's got his things. We all do. Once you start talking,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, social media is not going to show you the things. You know what I mean? Like,
God.
I know it comes up,
dude. Never.
Yeah.
Dude, never.
but you know, it's like it's the facade that this.
Oh,
world,
it's the representative. Everyone's putting out the representative themselves, right?
And it's like, okay, you really want to see that? You know, you want to see who I really am? Come talk to me.
Right.
You know.
You know, Jordan, our host, who couldn't be here because of private issues with his family or whatever, but he had an idea to start a thing called InstaSad. You just post all your just drama, dude. Just blast it out, dude.
Shout out Jordan.
Yeah, I'm thinking,
Shout out
like,
Jordan.
yo, dude, that actually could take off. You get a lot of drama. People probably lie about stuff, but
Right.
You have to flip it the other way, right?
oh yeah,
Yep.
My life is so bad.
yeah. But I'd look and be like, ooh, back at it again.
But yeah, man, you know, I'm there. You know, I'm getting there. I understand what you're saying, and
I think that's good. Like realizing like where you're at and you see it.
Yeah.
You know, it's in sight. I love what you just said too. Like you don't really know what's going on in people's lives. I had a similar situation with my brother. I don't know if I've ever told you, but it happened around second grade. My dad we were doing simple math, and we didn't know, you know, why he couldn't you know, get past a certain point, addition, you know, at its very simplest form. He couldn't, you know, just add 2 and 2. Specifically 2 and 2, and my dad, he took apples, he took oranges, you know, your basic, you know, kind of arithmetic, like let's just put these together and let's see what happens.
yeah,
My brother couldn't come up with it, and he started to show aggression. And I was, Tim, and you know, we talk about this all the time. Our dads, our families are, you know, we grew up kind of similar. And I was like, no, we're not going to do this. And I think I was in high school, junior high, and I looked at him, and I remember looking like at him, and he looked back at me, but through me. You know, he just was like, and I was like, whoa,
yeah,
there's something missing.
yeah,
It's not there.
Yep.
You know, so my dad, you know, he got him tested, and he came to a point, I feel like it was very mild,
Yeah.
maybe autism. But the thing was, we have to move forward.
yeah,
You know, because if we don't do anything, or not even if, that's not an option. You know, so we have to move forward, and we're dealt this card for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I know that my child is going to be the best he can possibly be in the spectrum that he's in.
right,
You know, so I mean, if nothing else, you know, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, and I just love that you can see where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, like there's somewhere there. And
Very self-aware.
very
right?
self-aware. Like I know I'm not there, and that's what I was gonna say when you were saying like, you know, well, what is it, Mark? And I was thinking, well, you know where you're at, you know, so it's best obviously to know where you're at, because then you know where you can go, you know. So you have to at least set that baseline, and you know, I love that about you, dude.
yeah. And one thing that always stuck with me is I heard it was, especially when it comes to like kids on the spectrum, and is, you know, a lot of time our future is uncertain.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, right? Our future is uncertain.
It always is, yeah.
So instead of basing your progress on what could possibly be, look at where you've come from. How much have you grown, right?
I love it.
And I think when I apply it to my son, I'm like, he's grown a lot. He's done a lot. He's doing a lot of things. He's making eye contact. He's doing all this stuff, you know. And I'm like, dude, he's come so far.
Yeah.
And then think about us. It's like, how far have we come, right? We go through peaks. We go through valleys. You know, we are at where we're at right now. We don't know the future. We know who holds the future. You know, you could say that. But man, when you judge, like, you know, Tim, where have you come? You've come far, bro. You've done a lot. Sam, you know, you've come, dude, you know, and like same
all
for
of us
me,
yeah.
You know, it's like, that's something, I think that's something to hold on to people out there that are like, maybe they're in the same situation as me.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a kid and they're just like, I can't think of his future. And I think a lot of parents that have special needs childs, it bums them out when they think of their future. It bums me out, right? Yeah. And, you know, and it's like, how do you switch that? Well, how far has he come with the help that he's gotten, you know? And that brings some joy, you know? And my wife and I were always say, like, you know, we're cautiously optimistic about his future because, yeah, we want the best for him. Right. And yeah, we think he's heading in the right direction. And yeah, we're getting him help and everything. But we don't know, right? We don't know. And, you know, I think that applies for all of us.
Yeah, I like what you said too. I think as we age, we look towards the future, you know, because it's like, well, yeah, we know where we've been. You know, I've already been there, you know. So the older we get, the more we're looking, well, what else am I going to get? What else am I going to do? Mm-hmm. But I love that you said when you look in your past, and I believe that where you kind of see where you've come from, I believe that's it's lost for sure. And it's something that that kids do. You know, kids know what they're like. Yeah, I know what just happened. I'm in the moment. You know, and you live in the moment. But as grown adults, you know, if we have businesses, we have families, we have, you know, there's so much to deal with. So you're constantly juggling things and you're worrying about what's going to happen. You know, and then when you have a kid that, you know, wasn't what you expected, you know, it's like, what do we do now? Everything shatters. You know, as opposed to thinking like, well, look, Mark, you guys just bought a house. You guys have a great family. Like there's so much going on that's positive, you know, and like, I think Tim said this, or even you said it, maybe that's why God did this. I'm not saying God did, you know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe that's why I'm in this situation because I've done all this without God, you know, so I've come to this point, you know, and like, what else can I do now that, or once I adopt, you know, whatever I'm going to adopt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I've learned, dude, and I look at my life and I can see this a lot, is in all the reading I've done, because I try to read like a book a month. Yeah. For a lot of books. And the one thing I've gotten from at least faith and scriptural stuff and books that are about the Bible, love changes everything. The love you have for your son, the love that our, you know, quote unquote Heavenly Father has for you, for me, for everybody, but also that He would love us enough to let us go through pain or fail to bring us back. It always says He will leave the 99 to save the one. And I can see it in my own life, and it gets me emotional because there's times in my life where I felt utterly alone. Like, geez, it's only me. Like, this is it. Like, this sucks. Like, this is hard. And I look back, I'm like, damn, I wasn't, dude. Like, I only got through that because, frick, my faith, and He was with me, you know. I made it, you know. And that's one thing, like, I have failed massively on a few levels, and it's interesting when you start realizing, like, He loves you enough that He gives you free will, that you'll crash and burn, you'll crumble, or you'll go through some really tough times, but He wants you back. Yeah. He wants you to want Him. Like, He's a jealous God. Yeah. Like, He just wants you desperately, you know? Yeah. And sometimes it's hard for me to grasp because you're like, dude, what the
Yeah.
Like, wait, exactly. Bro. Yeah. Like, this shit fucking hurts, man. It does. You're like, oh my God. But, you know, look at us, guys. We're in our late 30s. We're in the backside of our 30s. Think about this, okay? Yep. Did you ever think about the time?
You look good though, Mark.
This is the back nine, bro. The back nine.
You ever think about the time we'll be 4 years away from 40? I'm like, no. What the heck happened?
Don't say that.
Yeah, right.
No, but it's like, you know, I see it in my career, but gosh, life is here and gone. I don't want to waste time. Yeah. And that's one thing that we'll never get back is your time. The time with your family, the time with your son, your wife, the time with your parents. You know, time is priceless. And that's why everyone wants to be rich. Why? Because money buys you time. You don't have to go to work. That buys you time with your family because you don't need to be somewhere else working for somebody.
Right.
That's the one thing we're all fighting for, which no one realizes. It's time.
Yeah.
And you can't get it back. And for me this year is realizing, like, where am I putting my time? Where am I really investing my time and energy? And what can I invest in that's going to help me get through this life and through these? Because there's more hard times that come. I mean, it's inevitable.
They don't stop.
No, they don't stop. What do I do? And it's like in the back of my head, I always knew. Now, I'm not going to be some preacher, dude. Ain't me. Okay. My faith and my love that I have, my own relationship with, our Creator is a lot different. I still cuss. I still say my dirty jokes. When I'm pissed and I pray, I'll cuss on my prayer. That's me. It is what it is. Mine's a little more gritty than most people.
But that's real though.
Yeah, and that's, to me, it's a very more real, open relationship I have in my faith. Whereas, like, I love our parents, but it's a different generation.
It's a different.
It's total different. Calvary, everything's got to be a certain way. Also, dude, Jesus was human. He knows exactly what I'm going through. He wants to hear what's in my heart. So I'm going to fucking tell you what's on my heart. I'm pissed right now. I think this is effed up. What is going on? I need help. I need peace. I need to be able to sleep tonight. I got to work tomorrow. It's like, please help me. My heart is broken in two. My soul is weeping. I need something that is not on this earth to help me right now. And I've tried everything and nothing's working. You're my last hope. If this don't freaking work, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it puts you in this place where you're like, dude, I don't even want to be alive. Why am I here? I've had the money. I've had the success. I've done all this great stuff. You're just like, you're still empty. You're like, what in the heck am I doing here? What's the purpose for me being on this speck of dirt floating through space and time? Why am I here? What's the point? So it's like, over time, at least for me, I realized, to get back to the point, it's like, I started realizing, like, the Lord He doesn't want anyone to go through pain and suffer and all this stuff. But unfortunately, that's just the result of sin. We're in a cursed world, right? Adam and Eve, whatever you want to believe. But my God, He loves you enough that He'll let you go through what you're going through to bring you back to who He is so that you can see Him again face to face one day. It's like, we're just passing through here. My God, these times are fleeting so fast. You guys, I can't tell you, Mark, how many times I go to bed healthy and wake up hurt. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, hey, dude. Every year I get older, I'm like, why does this knee hurt?
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything.
I was in bed last night. I'm like, oh, man, I feel good. Dude, I stretch, wake up. I can't turn my neck. My lower back hurts, dude. My right knee is popping. I'm like, what happened? Bunch of gray in my beard on the left side. What's going on here? It's like our moments in time here, which a lot of people don't understand. It's fleeting. It's fast. So where are you putting your time? Where are you putting your energy? You going to put in something that's going to help you and get you through life and guide you? Or are you going to invest in things that mean absolute nothing, that you'll never take with you into the next life? Right. And whether people want to realize it or not, you have a beginning date and you have an end date. Yeah. And that end date is coming. You are not making it off here alive. So you better choose wisely what you're going to do with your life and what you believe. Now, I'm not one who's going to force my faith and beliefs on anybody. I accept everyone. I don't care if you're gay, straight, fucking him, she's, whatever your name is, or you're transvestite. I don't care. I don't care who you worship. I don't care where you. That's not my job. At least what I've seen in the gospel is to accept everyone and love everyone as they are. That's it. Right. Love them. Yeah. Because love changes everything, So, if anything, I encourage you, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, man.
It's hard. Are there groups that you've been able to connect with other parents that are going through the same thing? So you kind of have someone to talk to?
Everyone's like, dude, you gotta get a group or whatever. But coincidentally, at work, I have a coworker that has a 5-year-old that's on the spectrum.
Wow.
And it's almost like looking into the future a little bit. I mean, every kid is different, right? Every kid is different, but there's a lot of things that are similar. So, dude, there'd be some times where just him and I are just talking and we're just crying, and
That's so good,
yeah, exactly. He's opening up to me. I'm opening up to him. And it's great, dude. Like I don't know where I'd be without having, support. Right. Obviously, yeah, my wife and I, but it's different when you have someone on the outside, a third party that's like, dude, I get it. Right. You know what I mean? I get that you're angry. I get that you're confused. I get that you have all these emotions going on. And
he's not connected, with you in any way. It's just you guys are friends, Yeah. So he's completely disconnected. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's like. It's almost like your children bring you together. Yeah. I mean, yeah, your wife is obviously, you guys are both going through this intense time, but having that connection outside of that relationship, and having like same thing. I know exactly what you're going through. And my son or my daughter's 5 now, so I don't know if this is what you're going to go through, but it's hard, and then you're like, damn, it doesn't get any easier,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, his kid's 5.
Yeah.
That's 2 more years than your son.
It's it's awesome because like my kid's in school and he's doing this and he still struggles and he still does things,
But he's growing.
Yeah, and man. It's like I'm happy for him because it's just like the wins that we have for like my child are not the same wins that someone else might have, right? And it's like, oh, my kid learned how to ride a bike today. I'm like, that's cool. My kid, looked at me and said, "Dada," and I'm like, yes, and that guy and my coworker, he's like, "Yeah, dude," he's like, "That's awesome, man," and it's good to have that.
You see how it's deeper too?
It is,
man. It's more you become even more like appreciative, because it's something that we consider so simple, and when he reaches that milestone, it's like, damn,
it's almost like we take it for granted.
Oh, everything is taken for granted.
Yes, it really is, and you don't know that until you're kind of put into that world, or maybe you have a niece or nephew that's in that world and you kind of see it, but it's. Unless you're living it 24/7, it's like, what should we do, right? Like, I know we had a conversation with the in-laws, and they're like, "Oh, we deal with it a lot too." It's like, yeah, you do, and we appreciate you a lot, but you get to go home. You get to go home. Don't get me wrong, I love them. They help us out tremendously. My parents help us out tremendously.
Yeah, but there's just a different understanding that they don't know.
Yeah,
they don't know.
You're not up at midnight when he's up at midnight, and then he's up till 4, and then you got to go to work at 6, you know what I mean? Like, and it's, I kind of wanted to touch on what you were talking about, Tim, about just God talking to you and how you felt. My dad gave me this book. It was like Angry at God. And I was like, this got the answer in it, right? I'm going to find out. Yeah. So I read it and I'm like, nope. No, there ain't no answer. Like he doesn't give you a good reason on why God does things, right? Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, that was the point, right? There is no reason. It is free choice. He allows you to go through these things. Yeah. Right. And he was talking about the Israelites in the desert. They could see him, right? And then they still didn't believe, man. Which that thing stood out to me the most. It was like, oh, Mark, what do you want? You want him to be like, hey, I'm right here. I could help you or whatever. It's like, even if you saw him yourself, there would probably be people that still don't believe. Of course. Especially nowadays, man.
Oh my God, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely. But here's a good question though. If, let's say you did get the answer, would that even satisfy you?
No.
No, because hear me out. Because I say that because I've wanted answers for certain things, and then there's one time I did get the answer, and I was like, all right, well, fuck, no matter. That doesn't help anything. You're just like, man, F you still, man.
Yeah, it wouldn't help. It wouldn't help.
And I say, and maybe, I asked that respectfully. No, I'm not saying that to be like a jerk, but it's like, do you think that answer would really help you though, or help the situation?
Not at all, because it wouldn't change anything. Right. It's like my mom sent me an article. It was like Tylenol is linked to, or children's Tylenol is linked to autism in kids. I read it. I'm like, okay. I heard it a couple other areas, and I just told my mom, I said, Mom, I love you. Thank you for sending me this. I was like, I could be mad at Tylenol or I could be mad at God. I'm like, it does not make a difference. Right. He is what he is. I love him for all he is and all that he's not. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, it's like we all want answers in life. I think, especially nowadays, right? Everyone wants an answer to something. Why am I going through this? Why is this happening? Why is, the world falling apart? And you might not get that answer.
But I think you want an answer because where you thought you were going to go didn't happen, So it's like, well, what are we going to do now? And why did I not get to that point? Because as humans, I feel like we create these, this destination in our minds. Right. And then we come up with what we need to do. We build the vehicle to get to get there. Yeah. And when that doesn't happen, then it's like, well, I need an answer. But then, like you said, will that answer even solve it? Because it happened. Right. The answer isn't going to make anything better.
No, it won't make anything different. One thing I read recently was the obstacle that is in the way becomes the path. right?
Yes.
The mountain is the way.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, my son has autism. That's the obstacle in the way. Okay, now that's the way my life is going.
Right.
That's okay, man.
Yes.
You know, like I'm all in on it. We're all in on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And if you're just so focused on, well, I need to get to that point, things are going to get in your way.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with those things, right? And I think that's what I'm trying to figure out. And I'm dealing with them in my own way. But you know, it's like God's looking through the window and be like,
Yeah.
I'm right here. And I'm just like, not yet.
He's like, I'm still waiting to take it whenever you want me to.
But I think he's also like he's putting these people in your life.
Yeah.
He's putting, your parents, your just, Tim, me, just hearing this story,
Yeah.
bro. It's almost like I'm transferring just like I'm like, yes, move forward, do what you got to do, So it's almost like there's all these things that even though, you're not ready, that's fine, but I believe that God works in many other ways, literally every other way that you don't work, even the way that you work, God works in everything, So he puts things in your path and then you're like, oh, that's weird. Well, let me go over here. And then God puts something, oh, that's weird, So there's constantly things going on that you don't know, you have no control over.
And I'm seeing that, like even just listening to this podcast, having the guests on here, even it resonates more with me when it's people that I know.
Yeah.
Joe Darling, Chris, and all this stuff. Like I remember Chris. That is not the Chris I remember.
I know, dude.
And I said that, but I was like, dude, I could listen to this guy talk for days. This guy's so deep.
He started talking, and I was just like, freaking. I just saw numbers, and thoughts, and all this stuff. I was just over my head. I'm like, wow.
But just like it's people's experiences. It's like your experience. It's your experience, Sam. It's the guests you have. Is like you could take things from that, and maybe that's the way it's working. Like I'm here right now. I didn't expect to be here. I love listening to your podcast. I didn't expect to be sitting here talking.
I knew he was coming on one day. I was just like, I got to figure out when.
He asked me a long time ago, and I was like,
yeah, that's what I did, bro. I did the same thing. I was like, I ain't doing that.
Don't worry, I eventually get everybody on here.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you're doing this. It's cool that you're opening it up just to have conversations, And I know a lot of your stuff could lean political and things like that, but like I know Jordan's not here, but even with like Jordan, the way he would kind of break things down or like think about them objectively, and same with you, like I was like, oh snap, like that literally helped me change my perception and my thought process of certain things, And I'm like, my dad, we could have a conversation, and we could. It doesn't have to be so black and white,
Right.
Agree, disagree, or maybe it might change your views, or you change someone else's views. But I know that's what we try to do on the podcast is to give the everyday person a voice, because everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah.
Everyone's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone's had some troubled times.
Yeah.
Or good times, or successes in business and careers that they can pass on to somebody else. But it's good. It's good to hear the everyday person on here, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can relate with that. So I'm not alone in doing this. Trying to figure out. So one of them is. Cassie Rodriguez, she was on here. That's Evan Nelson's. Her son has autism, and she came on here and talked about it. And it brought some things to light for me. I'm like, dang, and dude, she's a strong woman. Like I have mad respect for her. And then even Evan, he calls him his own son now because they've been dating for a long time. And it's really cool to see them. He may have autism, but when we all hang out, I don't know. They treat him like everyone just treats it like normal. There hasn't have to be any awkwardness or kind of weird. No. And I see how they treat him and Evan's love, and that's not even his son. And that impacts me. I'm like, damn, fucking,
No, but that's big.
Don't cut onions in here. I'm like, dang, dude, this is some heavy stuff.
That's awesome. And it's like I see my family because they're going through it too, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Whether they liked it or not, this is this is their nephew, this is their grandson, so their lives got changed. And it's like, dude, my nieces and nephews is like, what's up, Aiden? And they just treat him like he's Aiden.
Right.
And then it's like, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, where are the autistic adults at?
Hiding.
Where are they?
Well,
we probably interact with them all the time, right?
Well, you just have no idea. They've grown up, they've learned, they've been able to move past it.
Yeah.
I mean, her mom telling me they thought I was autistic. They said I was going to be, dude. I'm freaking turned out fine.
I think a lot of people have a little bit of something.
Everything on
is
the
a
spectrum.
There
Everything
you
is a
go.
spectrum.
Right.
Everything is. But you got to think about this too. You're actually a fantastic artist, from what I remember. You can draw very well.
I could draw okay. My wife could draw way better.
Okay.
Which was awesome.
So, because to me, in my thought process, you're creative. I think
I like
you
to think
kind of
so.
are.
Yeah.
You're creative. You know, and I've always kind of known that and figured thought that about you, because we're kind of the same way, right? We like to create things. You know, draw art, whatever, put things together, make it happen. Music, podcast, whatever. The downside to creatives is that we create shit in our mind, looking down the road. That's not even happening.
Yeah.
And it becomes this big ordeal in our head, and then we get there, and it's not as big of a deal as we thought it was. Or you go talk to that person and realize, oh, so it wasn't that?
I do that all the time.
Oh, dude, I had a huge problem. My therapist called me out of that. Wow. And she was telling me, she's like, Tim, you're creative. And one of the beautiful things about creatives is like, you know, you guys create art. And art can be anything from dance to drawing to surfing, music, whatever it may be. It's bringing something together, creating that's your own, right? Putting it out in the universe. But the downside with a lot of creatives is they're very sensitive and they overthink a lot of hard times in their lives. And that's me. No, dude, seriously. And that's why, too, like for me, I don't hang out with a lot of people. I know a lot of people, but my inner circle is small.
Yeah.
It's super. I'm not comfortable putting out a lot of my private life to people because I have a huge trust issue. Because I've dealt with a lot of people just blasting your shit out to people when it's no one's business and just making things 100% worse. You're like, no one needs to know what's going on in my life. You know, I want to keep my inner circle super tight, you know? But that's one thing I was like, you're creative. So I know you're just like me.
Dude.
You know, and that's the issue is I've built a lot of stuff up in my head, and then I get to the point when something's going to happen or I talk to a person I have an issue with, and it's not even that bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my bad.
Even on a smaller scale is like, you know, having my son, you know, he stims, so he does things that's like it looks weird, right? If you're not used to it. So even just like, hey, we're gonna go out and go to, you know, the restaurant, or we're gonna do whatever, and it like I come up with these scenarios in my head, and then we do it, and I'm like, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Like, no one even looks at it, you know what I mean? Like people don't look, you know. And
you know, it's probably too this day and age, I would say it's definitely less taboo.
Yeah.
To treat people different because they have a medical ailment or autism, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get called out for it pretty damn quick, and nobody wants to get blasted on social media as a Karen.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's a lot more. I don't know if accepting is the right way.
I think so. I think a lot of it is accepting. I mean, I read a stat today that was like 1 in 40 kids are diagnosed with autism nowadays. You know, it used to be like 1 in 100. It used to, like when we were younger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like there was a kid that went to Calvary that was probably on the spectrum.
Yeah. He played on the football team. Yeah. I don't know. I was like, you want to say it? Yeah.
I still got it, dude.
Yeah, Matthew. Yeah, we did a lot of. We tortured him, man.
Bro, he racked me. He was strong.
He dropped you?
Yeah.
Wrestling, football,
Dude,
everything.
wrestling,
He was strong.
I remember in football practice, dude, he was on offense and I was like defense, right? And I just, I don't want to be.
Yep.
Did he step over you when he knocked you?
I remember like the back guy like juked,
Right.
and I was like, oh, so I went back to the right, and I remember looking at the runner. I'm like, I'm gonna
Ear
get him, dude.
Got him. Yeah.
All I heard was just,
And then you're done.
yeah, I heard this, and then, dude, I was on the ground.
That was it.
I got rocked, and Isaac Cordova was making fun of me. He's like, dude,
Cordova.
Wow. I haven't heard that name in a long time, bro.
God bless him, bro.
Dude, I have a story, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Let him be. We'll let him be.
Okay.
Man. He's got his own demons he's got to deal with, dude.
Oh, dude. I haven't heard that name in forever.
Okay, so I do have to ask this because I just feel like you're kind of like me. You're very open to things.
The right place. You know?
Yeah.
The right people.
What is your thought on our universe and other living things? Because you know we talk about this on here, and I
a lot of the podcasts I listen to.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to ask you because you're like me. You're open.
Yeah.
I'll just my thought process. I don't put our creator in a box. If he can create anything, I'm not going to say he can't create other living things in the universe.
All right.
Isn't that limiting, right?
Exactly.
That's my thought.
what was the new telescope? Like the James Webb.
The one that's just ruined.
Yeah,
One picture just freaking done.
and the picture was great. And
Thanks,
then
NASA. You had one job. You couldn't get a space rock out of the way? Oh, dude.
But seeing that picture and then it like zooms out, right? And you're like, what? Whoa, okay. And then we're here. Do I believe? I would say yes. Because I also believe, and whatever. I believe in ghosts. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
So if I believe in ghosts, I have to believe in there's some type of life force out there.
I believe in Bigfoot, so I don't care.
I don't know about Bigfoot, bro.
Oh, come on,
bro.
Come on, guys.
Dude,
I want that to be real so bad. I want that to be real so bad.
Maybe some point back in the day there was something.
Just a hairy old man.
And what happened though? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was probably a Caucasian dude.
But not a
Fucking. You know how them white people are crazy, dude. It's that white people shit, dude. They're always out there naked and shit.
Jim again.
There goes Jim again.
No, but the ghost thing, dude. Like we named him in our house. His name's Bob.
Oh, he lives there.
Yeah.
Does he come and go or?
Yeah. Okay, because there's just instances that like things happen.
What's like a significant one that's happened?
Okay, so I'm a weirdo that likes to brush his teeth in the shower.
Okay.
I don't know. Does people do that?
Yeah.
You could do that?
Probably. You're allowed to, bro.
You got grossed out.
I'm like,
Okay.
I mean, what if you get like,
No,
penis
dude,
water
it's not.
splashing
You're
up
not
on your toothbrush. Now you're like
nowhere near it.
insignificantly sucking your
It's penis water. What the fuck?
Well, because water splashes around, and then the water on your crotch hits your toothbrush, and now it's in your mouth.
You're not doing it.
Now
at
it's
the
like,
same
dude, did
time.
you just
You're
put your
not-
own stuff in your mouth?
No.
Imagine toothpaste though going the other way.
Hey, listen to me. Listen to me, Mark. I'm a creative. Okay, that's where I go.
You're
Okay?
right.
Penis water.
And I appreciate that.
Sorry, Mr. Benavides.
The visual in my head. No, anyway, let's. So
Love it.
the old bathroom had like a slider, right? So it had like this metal runner on top, and I would put the toothbrush up there when I was done because I didn't want it to get anywhere near me when I'm taking a shower. So I set it on top. And one morning I was like, all right, cool. Took a shower at the end of the day, whatever. Next morning I wake up, toothbrush is on the ground. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Weird. Okay, that was the first time.
So outside of the shower or in the shower on the ground.
Outside the shower.
Okay.
It fell out. Another time was in my son's room. We had a bookshelf, right? And had a bunch of books on it, a bunch of children's books. And I hear just... And I'm like, I go over there. I look at it, and I'm like, hey, babe, I was like, check this out. I was like, how'd these books fall off, right? So I put all the books back up.
Okay.
And I'm like, let me see if I can recreate it, right? You always want to try to recreate it.
Always.
I need more beer, dude. This is so good.
So go get another. And so I like knock one book down, and just that one book falls, but all the books fell off, right?
Yep.
All the books fall off. And then
Several, yeah.
You hear noises and stuff. Like the worst part is like the kids are asleep, the animals are in their bed, right? And you just hear like, and you're just like, there's the dog, there's the cat. My
Babe, was
wife's
that
right
you?
here. I
Was that
don't know.
you,
It's just like, I mean, sometimes it's the house just creaking,
Creaking,
or it's
yeah.
just old or settling or something like that. But I like to.
Bro, I've had some stuff not in this house.
It's kind of fun to believe.
Yeah.
It is fun. It's just that.
I'm not like, oh,
Parents are like, oh, it's fucking demons. You're like, whatever, dude. Demons, ghosts, it's all evil, right? It is what it is, okay?
not a demon.
No, I had my second house that I owned. I remember laying in bed, and I had come home from coming off duty, and I was alone in the house, and it was like 7:20 in the morning, and I laid down, dude, and I was like laying there. I remember I had the door open, and like the hallway led to the kitchen, and I heard my mom say, "Hey Tim, why don't you come get some food?" Okay, mind you, I'm like 27. This is my second home.
Yeah.
And it didn't register. I was all tired from work. I'm like, okay, Mom. What? Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah. And I said, Mom? And she goes, yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Dude, I still got goosebumps.
Oh my God.
Dude, I had a back door to that master bedroom. I was out of
You
there.
ran out of the house.
Oh, I ran. I was gone. I was gone, dude.
Yep. Who is responding to me?
Yeah, I was done. I went for a walk, and I came back, and I was seriously contemplating calling the police.
I gotta shake this off.
Yeah, I was like, no, it's okay, because whoever that was responded to me, and it sounded just like my mother. And they didn't have a key to my house. Nothing. No one was in that house. I was alone in that home.
That's different.
That was wild, bro.
I have a story that's not like that, but I was at no, it's creepy because I was at my parents' house and when I was living there, and my sister Amanda was living there too. So her room's down the hall.
Yeah.
And I'm sleeping with my back, like I'm facing the wall. I'm on my side, right? And then I feel like someone just comes up like right behind me on my neck and starts like talking, but it's like it's a language I don't understand, you know? So it's just like,
Bro.
so like all the hairs stand up on me, right? Yeah. And now I'm awake. And I'm like, you got to turn around. You got to get out of this room. So I'm like, okay, on the count.
The worst, dude.
On the count of three.
Wait, was this like sleep paralysis?
No.
Or were you like, you were awake?
I was
and you
awake.
were just chilling.
And I was chilling.
Okay.
And I was like, on 3, you're getting out. Right. So I'm like, 1, 2, 3. I get up and I turn. I'm expecting to see something. I don't see anything.
My heart's pounding.
Yeah.
I run to my sister's room. I mean, she's like, we're teenagers. And I just jump in bed with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, no, nope, I'm sleeping here tonight. I was like, nope, don't even ask.
Yeah. Just go to bed. We're not going to talk about it. Just go to bed.
We'll talk about it tomorrow morning.
Like,
not
we
a
don't
big deal. But
I've had some weird stuff go down for me, dude. Some weird things happen.
But
the weird part is some of those things have actually saved my life.
okay, I was gonna. Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, he has a story. Yeah, I like that. One of the stories.
Yeah, one of them was I was an EMT, and it was like a car versus a bus,
okay.
like a public transportation bus. This is somewhere like Lakewood or.
I remember when you're an EMT.
Oh man, I fucking hated that job.
Yeah.
But I remember they said, "Hey, go get the stair chair." I said, "Okay." You know, like good EMT, like the accident happened in the middle of the intersection, right? There was enough room for cars to come passing through. I thought they had shut it down. And I'm like, running towards the back of the bus, right? So say this is like the end of the bus. I'm running. And it was like clear as day, like somebody was in my left ear. And I just heard Timothy. And I went, "What?" What?
Yeah.
What? And a fire engine came blowing by. Oh yeah. And dude, I was at the edge, right at the end of this bus, and when that fire engine drove by, dude, it felt like it was sucking me in. I was like, "Whoa!" Dude, it was crazy. Crazy, dude.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
wow.
a good one. I got one. I was younger. Okay, so like Danielle, she's my second cousin, right? Okay. So there was like sides to the family, like. Anyway, so we had it was our Aunt Laya. She had a pool. Back in the day, we would just be like, "Hey, Aunt Laya, can we go swimming?" And like unsupervised, my oldest sister would just take us and we'd all go swimming. So I don't know how to swim. I'm hanging out on the steps. All my sisters, my cousins, they're all playing Marco Polo on the deep end, right?
Oh yeah, Marco Polo, baby.
So I thought there was one more step. I'm like, I'm gonna go a little deeper. There wasn't one more step.
Oh damn.
So I take a step, boom. Now I'm underwater. Now I'm freaking out, right? And I'm just flailing, doing all that. And I swear, to this day, I felt like a little, just like a nudge, just enough to get to that step again.
No way.
And I got up, and I remember like coughing and everything, and I'm like yelling for my sisters, and they're just like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like coughing up water and stuff.
Oh my god! But nobody knew.
Nobody knew
Yeah.
because I was there by myself. Like I wasn't old enough to play with them, I guess, or whatever. But dude, to this day,
What happened?
I felt like as a kid, like I'm not gonna make that up. Like why would I make that up?
Oh no, of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And so I just kind of like the same
Dude,
thing.
that's heavy stuff. Yeah, that means
Because I'm like still here for a reason,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Right.
There's something in your life you need to fulfill, and it's up to you to figure that out.
Maybe that's
You know
what
what
it
I'm
is.
saying?
Maybe this
You
is
wanna-
it. You know?
You never know, dude. Maybe you are the one person who's going to love your son the best and raise him the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's your boy's name?
Aiden.
Cheers to Aiden. Come on.
Cheers to Aiden, man.
Short for Aiden, dude. I love it. You want to know something crazy? At work one time, this was probably 11 years ago. We were wrestling down a patient who was destitute. That's the best way to put it.
Okay.
Right, dude? You're talking police, fire, EMTs. I would say 8 people on him, throwing them all off.
Was he on drugs?
Dude, I went and then I got there. I showed up in the med squad. My buddy, we go in and jump on him. As soon as I touch him, he just looks at me and he goes, "Ah!" But dude, I heard at least.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh dude.
Sorry. That's terrible.
No, I heard like at least 6 different voices.
No, you didn't,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. It was wild, dude. It was one of the most scary things I've ever been a part of. I'm like, I knew what was happening. I'm like, this dude is possessed.
Dude.
And everyone's like, he's on drugs. I'm like, this boy ain't on no drugs, bro.
More than drugs.
I don't know if I want to bring this up, but I remember you went to an island.
Oh, Fiji.
Yeah. I remember you telling me you had some experiences there.
Yeah, there was. So there's one I remember very clearly. And they said, there's, you can tell it's a very spiritually oppressed place.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and they said, hey, like, there's a lot of people there's a lot of possession here, or whatever. Believe it or not believe it, it's up to you. Doesn't bother me. But they said, like, there's also, like, I want to say this, like, the people who have demons in them, you'll know because out in front of their house, there's a black dog. Each in-house will have this, like, it looks like there's a live black dog, but it's not. Like, when you get up there, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? When you drive by, and we were driving by one night, like, we had a good time. We just did, like, this cool, fun crusade thing, and I'm hanging out this window, and we're passing by, like, this, you're talking, like, dirt roads, and the road leads to these, like, hut homes way in the back, and sure as hell, I'm hanging out, like, singing songs, right, having fun with this bus, and I see what looks like a big-ass black Doberman Pinscher, dude. Standing completely tall, looking straight ahead, dude. I could tell you everything went ice cold in my body, dude. I was out jamming, I just slipped right back in. Dude. This is if I get by. And, oh yeah, dude. I did. I came back in. Someone's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, man." We're gonna close this window, and then when I look back, gone. Wild, dude. Wild,
crazy.
bro. Yeah, wild. Hearing multiple voices and people, you're just like, oh my god.
No, man. No.
Wild stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What, dude? What do you think ghosts are?
That's a hard one, man.
Do you think there is like what? Okay, in the Catholic religion, they believe in purgatory,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a purgatory? Is it somebody who wasn't? We could say wasn't quite there and getting into heaven, but wasn't like hellbound, if you believe in hell.
I don't. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, I guess. But like, I feel like when people die, like violent death, or instantly, and they're not like, they don't get buried properly. I think there's something to that, right? The process, like you're moving them along. As I'm saying it, I'm like, I sound crazy.
No, I get it, bro. Get it.
But I mean,
I'm gonna die crazy, bro. Probably skydiving. So that'll be one.
Yeah,
thing
dude. Like I think about that sometimes. I'm like, Tim's jumping out of a plane. Like it's one thing to do it once or twice.
Fun, yeah.
But like to constantly like ride that edge.
Oh, dude, you ride the lightning, and one day you ride that shit right into the ground. It is what it is, dude. $25, kill yourself. Let's go.
Sam, you went, right, Sam?
I did, man.
I met him there for his birthday, dude.
Bro,
I stood in the door. I was like, "Happy birthday!" Boom.
Backflipped out
of the plane.
And then the dude was just scooting me up. Like, are you ready for this? Are you ready? We're going to do this. It's happening now. And the whole way up, he was just telling me just bad jokes about skydiving. Like, just death jokes. And I was like, why are we doing this? Let's, and then when Tim opened the door, I was like, this is real. And then as soon as I got out,
I just said, dude, I was like, "Happy birthday, bro." Yeah. Boom. Backflipped out of that thing.
Like nothing. Yeah.
It was rad.
Go on.
I love it, dude.
My wife's been, but I haven't.
Hear me out, dude. I wouldn't mind if something happened to me skydiving or one of the crazy things that I do and being a ghost. I would haunt the shit out of some people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I would enjoy bugging the crap out of
Yeah,
them.
because you don't got to be like scary.
No.
You could just be like, "Oh, that's Tim knocking the stuff off the wall."
No, dude. I wouldn't even
And
do
nobody
that.
knows you. Nobody knows you're there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you cooking dinner? I'm going to just be up next to you and just be like, pickles. Pickles.
He's going to do some shit he would normally do.
Yeah, just random.
Exactly.
You're like, "Do you
random.
smell pickles right now?" That's Tim. Just
Dude, it's great, dude. Oh, no, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You're hanging out, doing your thing in your backyard, dude. You're in your hammock, and it just tastes the rainbow. But like, wait, what? Did someone just say taste the rainbow?
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why.
What do you think? What do you think it is, though? You think it's demons, or you actually think it's like people?
I think there's both.
Okay.
I think there's the demonic aspect of it for sure, and then I think there's just souls that are just kind of stuck, and they need to be. I don't know, like they're confused, like they don't know they could cross over.
Gosh, our parents probably think we're insane.
I know. I've never
That's
said
the
this.
funny
You know what's
part,
funny is
dude?
that I never said this to my parents before.
Yeah, they're gonna think we're
But
insane. 'Cause
you
my
know
parents think they're like, how can you believe in aliens? I'm like, you guys think I'm thinking of like green Martians? No, I'm not saying that, but gosh, come on. There's gotta be to think we're the only living thing in the universe is so arrogant. When you see that picture, what was that telescope again, Mark? The newest one?
James Webb.
James Webb.
Yeah.
Did you see how beautiful it was, right?
Right.
And they're saying all the white dots that had the 6 points, those were other galaxies like ours. There were millions on that photo. Yeah. And you're going to tell me,
Yeah, no, it's not.
like, get out of here. Come on, dude.
It makes you feel just small.
Small. I was
And it
gonna
makes
say that, yeah.
like your problems. You're like,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Sam brought up a great point. People are like, well, God doesn't mention it in the Bible. I'm like, look, dude, the Bible is like, it's a guide. There, when Jesus was on the earth, he did more than what they could contain in a book. And we don't know about it. But it's like, Sam said it so good. They don't talk about dinosaurs
Yeah,
in the
I was
Bible.
gonna say,
I was so dumb when I said that.
I don't know,
was like,
but
I guess.
I use that though. I'm like, they don't talk about dinosaurs in the Bible.
Dinosaurs exist.
Quote Sam Komalafe circa 2022.
But that's true though. But yeah, I mean, you could go on and think about the expanse of the universe and what we are and all this stuff. But
Well, you're reading a book right now. What book are you reading? You sent me a picture.
oh yeah, Meditations. It's by Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, Marcus Aurelius. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't started that, but how is it? Yeah.
It's great, dude.
Yeah.
And look, man, when it comes down to it, like when I started reading it, I was like, it's like a Christian, is this guy? But he believed in Romans believed in the gods, right? They had multiple gods, but he will talk about God. But it's all about just being a good person. Right? It's all about letting things go. Where every day you're going to wake up, you're going to have someone that annoys you, or you're going to have a problem that consistently, is just a thorn in your side, for lack of a better term. But it's looking past those things. It's about how you become better as a person. Because if you could kind of, tame yourself, tame your temptations, right? Mm-hmm. If you become disciplined and becoming, disciplining your mind, you become a better person. And then that affects everyone around you. And I think that's really what this all is, right?
Life, right? Humanity. Yeah.
Humanity, right? Yeah. It's like, if I become better through all my trials and tribulations, then I can maybe help Sam, or I can maybe help Tim, or vice versa, right?
Good point.
Tim, you're going through all these things and you're trying to better yourself as a human being, and you're trying to have love win, right?
Yeah.
You're like, Mark, I'm going to love on you, man. I'm going to tell you the stuff that maybe you don't want to hear, but it's because it's all out of love, right? And that's what I get out of this book. It's not a Christian book. Marcus Aurelius, he's not, he was a Roman emperor. Right. But
can you believe you're reading something from Marcus Aurelius?
which is kind of cool, because I always
Isn't
think of
that
the Gladiator
wired?
movie.
Wild? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
True emperor of the Roman.
yeah, dude, that's a good scene, dude.
But it's it's timeless, and I think it's just like, how did I get there? I just heard a guy talk about it on a podcast, and I was like, oh, let me check this book out, and I started reading it.
So people, listeners know. Can you say the title of that book again?
Yeah, it's Meditations,
And it's by
Marcus Aurelius. Yeah.
No, I'm reading something similar. It's called The Righteous Mind. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it's
who's the author?
Oh my God. I can see the front cover.
Is that a Christian book?
It's
No.
not a Christian book. Okay. No. It basically explains why we choose to have ideals and why we identify with certain things, and how, right and left, and why we go right and left, and morality, and why we use those ideals to hate people, because, we develop an ideal, and when somebody's different from that ideal, instant hate, and it's like, well, how can we eradicate that hate? So it's like, well, do we eradicate the ideal? Because that's where it's almost like we have to get to that point where it's like, this is my life and you're different than me. That's a problem. And he talks about, I'm in the second chapter, but he talks about how we need to understand what we are, and understand that everybody is just like we are what we are. They are what they are. and whatever happened in their lives, we differ. So he starts by talking about, different regions have different morals, maybe something that's, maybe morality is defined a different way, across the world, so why is that, and then why do we choose that, to hang on to and allow other people to like shatter us when they believe something different. So I've read a little bit of meditations, and it's kind of like, understanding yourself,
right?
And understanding that just like I'm myself and Mark and Tim, we all are, individuals, but then we also need to understand that everybody else is the same as us.
Isn't that the biggest thing that we have to learn to conquer, though, is self?
Right. Self.
It's not the people around you.
No, exactly.
Because I hate to say this, but your friends don't matter. What people think about you doesn't matter. They're judging you anyways. So who gives a crap?
Yep.
But the biggest thing is conquering what's up here, right? In your mind. And that's been one of the toughest things for me to do is the mental game. Yep. I will go out and do ultra marathons all day. I'll run 50, 60 miles. I cycled 45 miles yesterday. I will do whatever. But when it comes to the emotional and mental aspect of life and dealing with certain issues, I crumble. It's so freaking hard. I'm like, dude, I need to get stronger.
But what's interesting, man, is that like all what you're doing, I feel like that's another, like that is mental, right? Because,
yeah.
I mean, if it was just physical, then people would be doing, but I feel like when you surpass a certain level, you're reaching into that mental spectrum where it's like, I'm going to finish this, and then before you even leave, you're thinking, I'm going to do 45 miles, or I'm going to do 50 miles, and why do you get to that point? So it's almost like,
a good point.
Right, bro. So it's like you're reaching that other mental aspect, Yeah. So yeah, I love that.
That's cool though. That book, Meditations, it's really about conquering self.
Oh yeah, it's all about self.
That's why I was like, dude, you would love it because it's just about conquering yourself.
I just finished the second book of the Terminalist or whatever.
Yeah,
it's great. I got it for a Christmas present, but I'm gonna have to order this on Amazon.
Yeah, man.
Let's go, dude.
Same day, Prime. Do it.
Same day Prime. Yeah. That's what Amazon was made for, bro. Yes.
Well, Mark, we hit that time, dude. But let's pick two questions. Pick two questions. What you got for him, dude?
What we got? Okay. All right, I got 3 here. We're gonna go with this one. Would you rather permanently be on stilts or permanently have a foam finger on each hand?
Oh. Permanently be on stilts or a foam finger?
Dude, I'm thinking about like using the restroom at this point.
Exactly.
Yo, that'd be gangster, dude. Are you kidding me?
I think I'm gonna go stilts.
I'm gonna go stilts
That would
too.
be dope, right?
Yeah, because if you gotta unload, you just whatever.
It's raining.
I love guys. Our first thing is, how am I gonna go number 2? Let's just be real here.
Yeah, foam fingers should.
Foam finger ain't working, dude. That's
not.
gonna be rough, dude.
It's not.
I'm
bro.
out.
The other thing that I got is, would you go to a football game at a 70,000 seat stadium if you knew that 500 seats would get ejected into a black hole, but everyone who didn't get ejected would get $5 million?
What? I would go.
70,000 seat stadium. Only 500 would get blown into that black hole, bro. So that
I'm sorry.
could be you.
Usually, Mark, you answer first, but I'm like, I'm a risk taker. Let's freaking go, dude.
Get it.
Yeah. I'll strap my freaking parachute rig on me, dude.
It's because it's on the way to potentially.
If I get sucked in the black hole, just freaking throw the chute and see what happens.
Right. It's a black hole, Tim. You're gone.
You're gone.
Gone forever. I'm gonna run that risk.
Same.
Yeah, I'm
Same.
gonna run the risk.
Yeah, $5 million is it's worth it. Yeah.
But I probably would get ejected.
So would I. I'd be gone.
You're sitting there. Right. So you think we're gonna get? Holy shit, that was fast. Dude, do you remember, before we wrap this up, we went to a Dodger game with one of my friends named Tyler. And we were in the left we were in left field. And we were there before they started the Dodgers game, like warm-ups, and they were doing batting stuff. And this dude goes up to hit, and he hits a freaking rocket, dude. I mean, it wasn't going up. It was coming straight, okay? From home plate to fucking left field where we were sitting. We didn't have any gloves.
Shit, get out the way.
I'll never forget. I was sitting next to Park. And I was like, man, wow, that's coming here. I remember thinking, holy God, that's coming really fast. And Mark goes, dude, the biggest,
Mark.
dude, the biggest smack. Just smack. He goes, God damn. Ball falls away. Some kid gets. He's fuck. And I'm dying. I'm like, that thing was coming at 1,000 miles an hour, Mark. What'd you think was going to happen?
It was a natural reaction. I played baseball my whole life. I got to put my hand up. I got to put my hand up.
He put his hand up. That line drive had to be going 200 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
Because from the time I heard the crack of that bat to when it met us in left field, dude, it had to be less than 3 seconds. It was so fast. And I was like, oh shit, that's coming here. Yeah. Mark just goes, smack! Awesome. It was
so
awesome,
dope.
dude. I was like, dude, you got some balls.
I had to try.
Yeah. I was like ducking.
Go for it.
Get out of the way,
Go
dude.
for it. How was your hand, bro?
Didn't even get. I mean,
Dude,
How was it? But
it hurt, probably. Yeah.
It was
You got to play it off.
You know what's
dude.
funny is his caller ID is a picture from that day.
Yeah.
He's like sitting in the stands chilling. And I always remember that story. I'm like, dude, you crazy bastard, dude.
You haven't,
raw dogged
you
the
haven't,
fucking
you
200
haven't changed my picture.
There's people in my phone. I still have pictures from like, I'm being honest, like 2008, 2009. This is like their cover photo, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't, because I just keep getting iPhones. It just reloads, right? I'm like, why am I going to change this? Why am I going to make my life harder? It is what it is, dude. I mean, it is what it is. But Mark, dude, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being so open and so honest. There are people who listen and have messaged us that have children with autism or have dealt with it during their lifetime, and you're not alone. We love you, dude. I love you. And, you know, I know it's a tough thing that you're going through, but I don't think there's a better man who could handle it.
Yeah, man.
You know, I believe in you. I love you, dude. And it's a hell of a road that you're on, but I know you're never going to regret it. I think something beautiful is going to come from it. And when you're ready with your journey, dude, Lord's waiting. And don't ever feel like you need to explain yourself to anybody. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your faith, for your walk, for anything you're doing in your life. That's between you, your family, and the Lord. You got this.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Of course. Yeah, I love you too. And just seeing you again.
Yeah,
and
man.
then, yeah. So first of all, I love
Crazy.
that.
Yeah.
You know, and then I love the fact that you came here and you told that story. You know, just telling it. You know, how hard was that? You know?
Yeah, I think about a year ago, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Exactly.
I'd be sobbing.
Right.
I wouldn't get a word out. But you know,
Progress, bro.
Progress.
This is progress.
Progress.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
so
let's
I
go,
love that.
dude.
I believe in you, bro.
But thanks, guys, for having me, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Dude, you're one of the homeboys. You're one of the original OGs, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You will always have a spot on this podcast
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want to come on, dude. So whenever you have another ghost story or whatever, dude, we'll do a ghost
conspiracies.
episode.
Yep.
And then when
Let's
finally the
dive into
Pentagon
it.
reveals that aliens are real, we're going to bring you on. We're going to talk about it like, hey, dude, we were fucking right. We were
Do
doing
it.
it the whole time.
Yeah, baby.
But hey, we do have swag for you, dude. We got a challenge going shirt and stuff. And to your parents, I'm a good dude, I promise.
He's a really good dude. My mom's going to get you some pumpkin bread. I'm saying it right
dude.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, we do Let's Go on 3. You ready? Yeah. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Bye, everybody. And that's it. Thank you for listening in, everybody. I'd like to thank our sound engineer who makes this podcast happen and makes us sound very good, Stephen Clark. And to our first sponsor, 89 Barbers. Look good, feel good, be great. Come get your haircut at 2 locations, Long Beach and in Orange, California. Your appointment can be booked at 89barbers.com. That is BARBRERS. 89barbers.com. Again, look good, feel good, be great. Check it out. It's my barber. He is the man. Thanks, everybody. Bye.